All right, so we are coming into Delta on Highway 92, and we'll head down Main Street, which is Highway 50. So we're going to make our way in that direction. Okay, so here we go. Turning off of Highway 92 onto Highway 50, which is also Main Street in Delta. And they've made some changes again. They've gone to a one-lane road, which means I have to get over, which is part of a real nuisance here. I wish they would have given you a little bit longer to do that, because you're having to change lanes right in an intersection, which you shouldn't have to do, but that's what they kind of force you to do. So you're able to see some of the bump outs that they've created. And again, instead of being 4 lanes through here, it's now down to 2 lanes. There's one of the bump outs for one of the restaurants, which I think is something that people are enjoying, having that. There's also the bike lane. There's another bump out. Construction worker working on a bump out. So this just takes you down Main Street of Delta. You're not able to see both sides of it. I'll try to adjust it. We'll come back the other way here in a minute. But this is just the first run through. So we're heading south on Main Street in Delta, which is Highway 50. Heading south. If we continue to go, we could go to Olathe, Montrose, then down Ridgeway, Ouray, but all we're really doing is just giving you a look at US Highway 50, Main Street through Delta. Now down in this area, you see we go back to the 4 lanes. There's no bike lanes, there's no bump outs. That's just the main part of town. And again, the plan is to reroute traffic, truck traffic, larger traffic on Confluence, which is Confluence Drive, routes you on the west side of Main Street, and Highway 50 brings you out here to where the Stockyards restaurant is, and you see this white pickup here, SUV. That's Confluence Drive. And we'll go out here a little ways, and then we'll just turn back around. And here you see the Delta City limit sign, 4,961 feet above sea level. As we head north into Delta, we do have the 4-lane highway available to us. There's Value Lodge Inn on the right. Stayed there. Nice little place to stay. If you want someplace quiet but comfortable, that's a nice place. A restaurant that I have not yet been to is the Grove on the right. I hear it's really good, and they have a nursery if you want to get plants. On the left side, we have Weatherport Manufacturers. See a little bit of that. That used to be the old Coors plant, if I remember correctly. Our first stoplight in Delta, Colorado, coming up here on 1600 Road. And some of you who grew up here will probably remember Butch's Cafe on the right. Still a good place to get a hamburger. Recommended. Conocote Station. And your South Main Auto Sales. Yeah, welcome to Delta, Colorado on a beautiful May the 5th. As we'll just make our way through Main Street. Of course, if you grew up in the area, you'll remember the Pizza Hut and all the fun times we had at that location. All right, Confluence Drive to your left. Again, that's a bypass around the main street of Delta. The main street, I've already mentioned, is Highway 50. Continue on Highway 50 to Grand Junction if you so desire. So this is heading Main Street on Delta, Colorado. Westways Court. I love that sign. It's an old sign. It's kind of a chill day in May. It's a beautiful day. No wind, nice temperatures. Just a nice time to do a little drive through here. Show you the Main Street area. Now, as we get up here, I will have to, I do believe, get over because of the changes that they've made to Main Street. We talked about this. There was a grant, a CDOT grant, that allowed the city to make some of these temporary changes that may become permanent, going from 4 lanes down to 2, making it a little bit more like Grand Junction. If you have been downtown Grand Junction, you know what I'm talking about. So they added a bike lane, and then you have these little pop-outs again for your restaurants. One of the purposes they hope is to slow down traffic, get the bigger trucks off of Main Street, put them onto Confluence Drive. The old Egyptian Theater on the right. Just kind of a look at Main Street. So what do you think? What do you think about the changes, the bike lane? The way I think they changed, well, the parking's the same, but there's a nice bump out by CB Tavern and Clyde's Cafe. Now it looks like they're doing some work here. I don't know what that's all about. If there's something you'd like to see in Delta, let me know. I'll try to get you some video. Again, you can see on the left these yellow poles here. And one of the problems that I really have with this is when you're coming from the other direction, heading south, you don't have a lot of time after the stoplight to merge over. There hasn't been an accident there that I'm aware of, but I'm telling you, it's bound to happen. I think they needed at least another block or block and a half or something in order to make it safer for people to merge. There's just not enough space, City of Delta. If you're watching, I think you messed up there. It'd be nice if you would change that. Okay, rant is over. Highway 92, heading back to Hotchkiss and Crawford, and that will complete that tour. Thanks for watching.